You've heard me talking for months about the refit project for the Defiant and the repower. Well, today is the day. We're at Dirt Nerds Motors in Sterling, Virginia, and we're about to get started on the Defiant's repower. They're backing it out now to flip it around and back it in and put it on the lift, and we are about to get started. This day has been a long time coming, but let me tell you, I am excited. When she comes out of here in 5 days, she'll have a 392 in her. She's taking her last trip as a 3.6 Pentastar. Before they get too involved, first things first, tent's got to come back off.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they're taking the engine apart, and I got to stop real quick and I got to point something out. So there's a team member for Defiant Off-Road you don't see on camera very often. That's Jason Spivey. Jason is my mechanic. He's the guy that does pretty much all the work on the Defiant. And I'm going to point something out to him that, Jason, you need to start doing. Look how organized they are. There's no looking for bolts. There's no going, where did I put that? Where did that run off to? Everything is in its own little bag and it's all labeled. They are very organized here at Dirt Nerds. Hint, hint, Jason. A whole lot of years of funkiness down there. Oh, look at all that old mud and stuff. All right, PJ, where are we at? What are you doing?
All right, we got pretty much everything disconnected from the main engine. Disconnected the brake lines from everything on the body itself. Make sure the harness is disconnected. Power steering lines, trans lines, radiator lines, cooler lines, everything that's not connected to the frame gets separated from the drivetrain. The next part is to lift the whole entire body off of the frame and then pull the drivetrain out.
Let's take a quick walk around the shop and take a look at what they all have going on here, because they're not just working on the Defiant. The thing about Dirt Nerds is they're always busy. They're the premier shop in Northern Virginia for this kind of stuff. They're a full off-road shop. They don't just do engine installs. So you can see they're working on this JL here, which it pulled in. It also has an AMW 505 in it, and it sounded pretty good. It's on 40s. I think they're rebuilding the shocks on it right now. And you can see by the parking lot outside the shop, there's quite a bit of other vehicles that they're working on. They do a lot of work here. They're a busy shop, and they're busy for a good reason, because like I said, they are the premier shop in Northern Virginia for this kind of stuff. And I don't live in Northern Virginia. You guys know I live in Hampton Roads. So I'm 3.5 hours from home right now getting this work done here, because they were one of only 2, I think, certified installers for AMW in Virginia. So it was worth it to come up here and get this done. And I'm actually going to be here at their shop for 5 days. Well, I'm not going to be in the shop for 5 days, but I'm going to be up here in Virginia for 5 days. So it's exciting. It's been a long time coming, and I am really, really stoked about getting this work done. Are you done yet?
Now!
All right, so this is the first big milestone in the process. They're getting ready to take the body off the frame.
Now that's body work.
As I say, we could put 40s on there now. So there's 206,000 miles of road miles and off-road adventure, and I was just given a heartfelt compliment. I was just told that the top of my fuel tank is one of the cleanest that they've ever seen when they've removed.
Usually we'll get mud piled up to the point where the connectors are buried.
That means a lot to me.
Squirrels.
Smoothest she's ever run. Now it's time to do some frame cleaning. Now, what he's doing over here on day 2 is not actually part of the AMW install. It's just a little bit extra that Dirt Nerds does for you to make sure that you're good to go. He's actually sanding down some rust on the frame and doing some repainting of the frame. It's just something extra that Dirt Nerds does to make sure, you know, a 200,000 mile vehicle is good to go for another 200,000 miles. In addition to repainting the frame, PJ's over here repainting the underside of the tub as well. It's a very thorough job. When he's done with this thing, it is going to look like a brand new Jeep, both on the frame and on the underside of the tub. All right, PJ, what are you about to do to what's left of my Jeep? Oh God, you're making me nervous. You're making me nervous.
Gotta cut the OEM motor mounts off, smooth it down, get it down to bare metal. You'll be able to find the grooves where the new motor mounts sit. They already cut out the holes, so all you have to do is line it up, burn it in.
I know it's for the greater good, but it hurts a little seeing parts of my Jeep cut off and tossed aside.
It's bittersweet.
It is bittersweet. PJ said he was about to get on the grinder. I thought he meant something else. Well, the old engine mounts are off and PJ's welding the new ones on, so we are moving right along. Tom, what are you doing to my Jeep?
I'm building it into a Faraday cage so it can't track your movements.
Nice.
No, but really we're just adding insulation, which will help keep the heat and the noise down when you're driving. The 392 is going to put off a little more heat than the 3.6 does, and it's louder. You get you're doing a bunch of road trips and miles and things, so it'll just make everything a little bit more pleasant, and you don't have the body off of the frame very often, so now's a good time to do it.
Now, is this something that AMW includes? It's part of the kit?
No, this is just something we kind of do. It's a cheap, easy add-on for the money you're spending that will give you a much better finished product.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah.
exciting. Getting ready to mount the engine into the frame. Let's take a look at where we're at so far. Of course, there is the big beefy 392, the new 8 HP 75 transmission, and a look at AMW's adapter setup to make the JK241OR transfer case to the 8 HP 75. And here's the way the exhaust is looking. It's going to make replacing the front drive shaft a little more difficult, but that is the price you pay when you cram a giant engine and giant transmission into a platform that it was never meant for or offered in. And Tom is over here getting to work on the engine bay. So things are moving along. We're only 3 days into this job and we're already at this point. So they are not messing around. They're moving pretty quick. Big step in the process. About to drop the tub back down on the frame. We're now at the beginning of day 4 and big things are happening. Body's back on. Now they just start buttoning everything up. Cooling stuff has got to go in. A bunch of wiring's got to be done. Wiring for the transmission because it's getting the 8 HP 75, or I should say it's got the 8 HP 75 because it's in there. Part of what they have to do is disassemble the interior of the dash anyway to run the wiring for the 8 HP 75. So yeah. Let's step around here and take a look at the front, see what we got going on.
Very, very, very high priority.
It looks like he's got the new radiator in and the new condenser and the new fluid cooler. Tom, how do you make this look so easy?
I yell at it and curse at it a lot.
Good answer. Good answer.
Frustration out. Hey, there we go.
Looking like a factory.
It's starting to. This is one of the things that sets Dirt Nerds apart from a lot of other shops. Is cleaning as he goes. Everything they work on, they clean it afterwards. And I just came from West Virginia, from the Monongahela 200 before I came to the shop. I ran it through a car wash, but the Defiant was pretty dirty. They have cleaned a lot of stuff under the, not just under the hood, but behind the panels, and cleaned all the parts as they go, which that's a nice extra mile. We'd hoped to fire it up today, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The reason why is AMW mistakenly shipped the ECM to Dirt Nerd's old address, and it was caught en route and corrected, but it doesn't look like it's going to be delivered in time today in order to get that done. So we'll be here tomorrow morning to finish buttoning everything up on the Defiant, hopefully get the ECM, install the ECM, and hopefully me drive it out of here. Dirt Nerds has been great about trying to get this corrected though, and they are just as frustrated as I am, if not more so. But we'll check back in tomorrow morning and hopefully get the Defiant on the road with her new 392. Taking advantage of some of the downtime to do some minor little maintenance. PJ is using his blowtorch to redarken the plastic on some of the Defiant's trim pieces. So when I first was interested in this package, I was looking at it and I saw AMW's website, and AMW lists the stuff that comes with it, but they don't list everything. And I had a really hard time finding that information on the internet, what all comes with it. Tom here from Dirt Nerds was actually really good about answering those questions. Now he's going to answer those questions for you. So Tom, could you tell us what all comes with the package?
Everything.
Everything.
No, it's the way we talk about it is it's thermostat to tailpipe. So you're getting your motor mounts, you're getting a radiator, you're getting all the necessary fuel lines, accessories, the mounts, literally everything you need for the swap. They give you, you take your ECU, you send it out back to them. They'll flash it, get it ready. They send you everything you need to be able to control it. You get the taser to control your lights and change your tire size and do all the fun stuff with it. And it's a pretty ready to go package. And it's relatively intuitive to put it together. I don't think they're super complicated.
Let's take a look under the hood and see what all we have under there. So there's some stuff that gets reused, but not much. A lot of the stuff that goes in is going to be brand new from AMW, not AMW. AMW makes great root beer, not 392 swaps from AMW. So let's take a look real quick at what all there is under the hood and what's getting reused and what they provide. All right, Tom, take it away.
So the obvious one's obviously the engine. They ship that complete. They package it on a crate with all the wiring, all the evap, and all the lines attached to it. So you're getting that package ready to go. It literally is this pigtail, which is pre-assembled, pre-taped, and you plug it into the ECU and you're pretty much good to go. Some of the other things that get changed, you get a new coolant bottle, overflow bottle, which helps with the packaging of everything. Obviously your air intake changes. The TIPM gets reused, but the battery box and the setup that it mounts to is modified for clearance. You can't really see it behind the wiring, but it's actually cut here, and there's like an aluminum piece riveted in place. That's your switch panel that mounts over the ECU. The radiator is an aluminum stock replacement to some degree. It uses a new OEM fan. You get a new OEM transcooler, and then we add a power steering cooler to run off the accessories. You have options to upgrade all of that. You can add the PSC Hydro Assist at the same time. So if you're doing a full build with it, now's a good time to do that, just because you'll get the upgraded pump. It'll be easier to add the steering box and the lines then. But for the most part, all the little tedious stuff whenever you do a motor swap that you don't really think about from a clearance standpoint, they've got figured out and they ship it right to you.
So being that this did not originally get offered at all with an 8HP 75, is there anything specific we have to do to put the 8HP 75 in there?
Yeah, so it's about the same length as the NAG one. Yeah, it's the NAG one. There is a transfer case adapter for the tail shaft housing that allows us to mount the Rubicon case. You can use a non-Rubicon case, but it's suggested to use the 241 OR. It's just a stronger case, works better. So if you're doing the swap in a non-Rubicon, we do recommend getting the 241 for it. You get a cross member that just kind of helps everything fit a little bit better. and with the 8-speed, it's shifted through CAN bus. So you basically have a whole standalone TCM or transmission control module that gets wired into it, and it's pretty simple. It's all plug and play. You take the interior apart, you get a cruise control module. Everything ties into the factory system, so it's just like would be if it was from the factory.
That's good info. Now let's hop under it and take a look underneath it and see what else comes with the package. Oh my God, everything's so new and shiny. So could you take us through on the underside here what all comes with it that we don't see from up top?
Yeah, so obviously you get the drivetrain. Optional skid plates are available for it. It does, because of the motor mounts that we have to weld in, most of the aftermarket skid plates won't bolt in without modification, but they do have optional skid plates that you can add. This is the aftermarket cross member, so it's a little bit heavier duty box steel. It does shift the mounting point back slightly, but it keeps the overall length and position of the drivetrain. In your case, we were able to fit the drive shafts that you had. It's not always the case. We do always recommend getting new drive shafts with the swap, especially if you still have stock drive shafts. Yours are just on order, so we will have those here soon. You do get the complete exhaust. So
I know that was a big question I've seen that I had and that I've seen on internet forums is, does it come with an exhaust?
Yeah, and anytime you're talking about a custom exhaust, it does get expensive. So it is nice that they have this pre-fit kit, but you're obviously getting new manifolds on the motor, and you have everything all the way back. 4 new O2 sensors come in the kit. You've got the aftermarket cats to keep everything compliant. They send you the heat shields for the cats, all the clamps, everything all the way back. And it fits pretty good for a custom, but also
Muffler even has their logo on it.
Yeah, they brand everything. You can't fault them for the branding. So yeah, it's a nice kit. It sounds good. They do a good job putting everything together.
So it literally comes with everything.
It is literally everything. They even send rolls of hoses, so all your vacuum lines and overflow lines and all the miscellaneous supply stuff you need, they send.
I've been here at the shop with them all week while they've been working on it, and it's honest to say there's been no emergency runs to the auto parts store.
No, the only thing I did was the clips for the transmission lines that we lost.
Yeah, so it literally does come with everything.
Yep. It's everything. It's every line, every cooler. It's everything but fluids. The fluids are the only thing you need to add to the kit.
So looking underneath, it looks like I've got a new AC compressor, everything, like lines, everything.
Yeah. Every accessory is brand new. It's pretty much all Mopar parts, so you're getting your warranty from Mopar on it, and that's how they're able to give you that warranty, because everything is a brand new factory.
So it's got a Mopar warranty on it.
Yep.
What's the warranty?
Depending on the package, it's either 2-year 24,000 or 3-year 36,000.
Nice. So I'm driving a 200,000 mile vehicle that's got a factory warranty now on the powertrain.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. So, and that's AMW will cover the labor for the first year.
So I mentioned it earlier in the video, and I'm going to touch on it again, but one of the things that stood out to me about the work they've done on this is the extra stuff that they've done. They painted the frame while the body was off. They painted the tub while it was off. Things that AMW doesn't say that you have to do, that they do anyway, kind of the extra mile. And everything they've touched on this vehicle, they've cleaned as they went. The vehicle is probably, I literally brought it here straight from the Monongahela 200. I ran it through a self-service car wash, pressure washed it, but it's still got mud, and they've cleaned it as they went, and it's probably underneath cleaner than it's ever been or ever will be again. Why do you guys do that?
It makes our lives easier. But no, it's, how often do you plan to take the body off your frame?
Not very often.
Right. So, it's the last 10 years, 200,000 miles of buildup. We're going to clean it for your sake, for the next guy's sake. We like to assume we're going to work on it again. So if we leave it clean, then we know what it's going to be like when it comes back. And we just want to make sure everybody gets the best product. And, it's a big investment. So
So I said earlier that there had been a little minor shipping snafu with the ECU, and it's still not here yet, so it's not ready to be fired up, and today's day 5. It's a minor little shipping issue. Things happen, not a huge deal. Certainly not their fault, but it's outside the time I have allotted to be here. So I'm actually going to go home. I'm going to leave the Defiant with them for the week. I'm going to come back next weekend. Tom's going to take the opportunity. We're going to knock out some other pressing little issues that she has. I don't know if you can see here, but yeah, she's leaving a little mess on their nice clean floor there. I got
excited with
yeah,
the motor.
Yeah, one of my brand new axle seals is already leaking and leaking pretty bad. So they're actually going to knock out new axle seals. And I've been having an issue with my front locker since we put the new axles in. So totally not blaming that on the crew chief, Jason. So yeah, he's gonna crack the diff open. And he's gonna see if he can't figure out why the locker is not engaging properly as well. So we're gonna take that opportunity to, when I pick her up next weekend, not only is she gonna be running absurdly overpowered, absolutely obnoxiously overpowered, but she'll hopefully be back to having 2 functioning lockers and not squirting gear oil everywhere. So we'll check in with you guys 7 days from now, next Saturday. It's a week later. I'm back here at Dirt Nerds Motors in Sterling, Virginia. Today's a big day. We're gonna pick the Defiant up and take it for a ride. Let's head in here. Let's see what's going on. Now, PJ's over here prettying it up. It's done already. He's just making it look pretty. Yeah. That was the big holdup. We were waiting on the passenger side fuel rail cover to show up. Now it's a whole engine. You can't have it without the passenger side fuel rail cover. All right, this is the moment we've been waiting for. It's time to fire it up. Oh, that is unmistakably not a 3.6 liter Pentastar. All right, I think it's time for a test drive. All right, I think we're in a suitable area where we can blip the throttle a little bit. Dirt Nerds is kind of in a densely populated area. We're gonna hop out on the highway here and see what she can do. Holy crap! Wow! Needless to say, acceleration is brisk. 505 horsepower is quite a step up from the 285 that the old Pentastar had. Driving down the highway, she's nice and smooth. The noise in here isn't bad at all. That sound deadening and heat shielding stuff that Dirt Nerds put on the underside of the tub is obviously doing its job, because the drive is not bad at all. I'm limited in what I can do right now. It is a new engine, and I do want to give it a proper break-in. And I don't want to get too dumb on these little side roads either. I'm not trying to endanger myself or anyone else, but see if we can find a little spot that we can come to a dead stop and maybe roll into the throttle a little bit. She is a whole different animal now. Wow. Exhaust is a little raunchy for a Jeep. If it was in a Charger, I'd say it sounds pretty good. And it does sound pretty good. It's just kind of raunchy for a Jeep. I could foresee myself potentially maybe going with a muffler that's a little quieter, but it's not bad. Anyway, I think we've played enough. Let's pull her back in the garage and wrap this up. Needless to say, this is the biggest project I've ever had done on a vehicle, and I feel pretty good about it. We're getting ready to pack everything up, hit the highway, and head home, so that'll be her right and proper highway test. I can't put into words how great Dirt Nerds has been on this project, as far as not just taking care of the Defiant, but being tolerant of me hanging out in their shop for over a week and shooting video and You know, hell, the guys cook me lunch every day. I mean, this place is truly great if you're looking to get a major project done, not just an AMW Hemi shop or Hemi swap, but you can see they have a full shop here. They do all sorts of work on Jeeps, not even Jeeps. So, I mean, if you have any sort of four-wheel drive vehicle, I definitely would not hesitate to recommend that you guys come to Dirt Nerds and get your work done here because this place is truly outstanding. But to wrap it up, let's talk to one of the guys real quick and get the lowdown on what all they did while the Defiant was sitting here last week. I'm here with PJ. PJ did most of the work on the Defiant while it was here. And I'm gonna have him explain some of the stuff that they did in the last week while it was still sitting here because I did have to leave it here for another week. PJ, what all did you guys do while I was sitting at home doing nothing with no Jeep?
So we buttoned up the front diff, took it apart, took the carrier out, did the inner axle seals, went a little overboard and repainted your outer axle, make it look all fancy again.
I like overboard.
Other than that, just resurfaced everything, painted it up, dolled it up a little bit. I don't know if Tom talked about painting the frame. Made it look all nice with a little bit of noise deadening and heat dissipation material underneath the body. Other than that, we just made it look all pretty for you. Just the control arms. Just do a thorough once over 3 times.
So, just to clarify, like all the extra work you guys did on the frame, repainting the frame, sanding it down, painting the underside of the vehicle, that's not part of the AMW package, right?
Nope.
That's just something extra
That's
you guys
something
do.
I do, we do primarily.
Why do you do that?
Take care of our customers.
Awesome. I can attest that they have taken care of the Defiant since it's been here. It's spent a total of 2 weeks here, and you put this thing on the lift, and she damn near looks like a new Jeep underneath. I mean, it's shocking how much better it looks than it did before. And with the work that they've done to it and the power plant that's now in it, I don't think that she'll have another problem going another 200,000 miles. What do you think?
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. So, PJ, thanks for all the work that you did on the Defiant,
Yep,
man. You
of course.
did a bang up job. And we're going to be out of here. We're going to put her on the highway now and test her as we make the 3.5 hour drive home. So until next time, this has been Defiant Off-Road.